My name is Jessica Miller, and for most of my life, I believed that family meant safety. That no matter how hard things got, my sister Mallory would always be there for me and for my daughter, Ava. She wasn't just Ava's aunt. She called herself a second mom, said she'd do anything for her. I believed her. I really did. So when she offered to take Ava on a weekend hike, I thought it was just two people who loved each other, spending time together. I never imagined it would turn into a nightmare, that Mallory would leave my 16-year-old daughter stranded on a dusty trail alone in the middle of nowhere just to prove some twisted lesson. And I'll never forget the moment I realized my child wasn't just hurt, she'd been abandoned by the very person who swore she loved her. It was supposed to be a relaxing weekend. I had picked up an extra shift at the hospital, and Mallory said she and Ava needed a little adventure. I hesitated like any mother would. Ava had never gone hiking before, not like Mallory, who practically lived in her trail boots. But Mallory reassured me, called it a bonding trip. Just a light trail, maybe some photos and sandwiches on a rock, she said with that charming grin she always used when she wanted something. Ava was excited, so I gave in. I packed sunscreen, bug spray, extra socks, and reminded her to stay hydrated. She rolled her eyes at me the way teens do, kissed my cheek, and climbed into Mallory's SUV. Saturday afternoon, my phone rang from an unknown number. I ignored it at first. I was elbow deep in charts at work. But when it rang again, something in my gut made me answer. It was a park ranger from Red Rock State Park, 3 counties away. "Your daughter was found alone on one of our trails," he said gently. "She's okay now, but she's pretty shaken. Some dehydration. No phone. No guardian." I remember gripping the edge of the desk to stay upright. "Alone?" I whispered. "Where's Mallory?" "She wasn't with her," he said. "We haven't located the adult who signed her in." I drove like I was in a dream. When I finally got to the ranger station, Ava was wrapped in a wool blanket, shivering despite the heat. Her hair was soaked in sweat, her cheeks sunburned, and her sneakers were torn. The moment she saw me, she burst into tears and threw herself into my arms. I'd never seen her so broken. She told me everything on the way home. How the hike started fine but got harder as they climbed. How Mallory kept calling her slow, telling her she was soft and needed to get tougher. Ava had twisted her ankle a little, and when she asked for a break, Mallory snapped, "You're useless on the trail. If you can't keep up, figure it out yourself," she'd said before turning and walking away, fast, without looking back. Ava thought she was joking. Until she wasn't. Until Mallory was out of sight and Ava was left alone, no cell service, in 95-degree heat. She tried to follow the path back but got turned around. It took nearly 2 hours before she stumbled across another group of hikers who gave her water and brought her to the ranger station. She was lucky. That's what they kept saying. Lucky, but no child should have to rely on luck to survive their own family. I called Mallory that night, screaming. I demanded to know how she could walk away from a child, her niece, and leave her to fend for herself in the middle of nowhere. She didn't even deny it. "She needed to learn what the world is like," Mallory said coldly. "You coddle her too much." I thought it was time she figured things out. I wanted to punch the wall. Instead, I hung up. I filed a report with the police, but because Ava made it back safely and Mallory hadn't technically abandoned her in a car or home, there wasn't much they could do. No formal charges, just a report and another reminder that the law doesn't always recognize emotional betrayal. I cut off all contact after that. No more texts, no holidays, no updates. Ava still asks about her sometimes, but now it's less often and less hopeful. She's in therapy now. She's healing. But I see it in her eyes, the way she doesn't fully trust people the way she used to. Something inside her shifted that day. Something Mallory can never take back. As for me, I've learned that love isn't just what you say, it's what you do. And when someone shows you they're willing to abandon your child, you believe them. You walk away. No matter what name they carry, no matter how many years of history are behind you, because the only thing that matters now is keeping the people who truly love her close and making sure no one ever leaves her behind again.